Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Money Isn't Hard. This is a show where I talk about 3 articles that you need to know about. And look, I've got one that is not good. It will probably take up the majority of this show. But look, guys, the CPI index has increased by 5%. It's a big number, and I'll tell you why. Because the last time that happened, some bad things followed. El Salvador decided to make Bitcoin an official currency, and Vertical Aerospace has taken investment through a SPAC. So let's jump right into this one, starting with the consumer price index. So consumer prices increased by about 5%, right? And we all know that things have been getting more expensive, but we really didn't know why it was getting so expensive. Now, the consumer price, I'm not going to try and explain it. As we read the article, you'll start to understand what's going on. Used car prices are up. We all know that. Gas prices are up almost 58%. I can't remember. 58% from this time last year. Huge increase. Okay, guys? So if you're going on a road trip, yeah, you might be thinking again about that one. So when was the last time CPI increased by this much? Back in 2008. Now, what was going on in August 2008? Yeah, not good things. So hopefully we don't see a repeat of this, but there are some worrying things in this. So we see that the biggest CPI gain since the 5.3% increase in August 2008, which occurred just before the worst recession since the Great Depression. So right before the Great Recession that we had in the United States that left millions of people unemployed, that took almost an entire decade to recover from, we're approaching that same indicator now. Now, the Federal Reserve has dismissed those numbers right here. They believe that it's a temporary factor. It'll disappear as time goes on. And, I'm sure that some of this may disappear, but I gotta say, this is a huge number, especially when we start looking at what's going on in automobiles. So automobiles have gone insane. I saw a car the other day, I think it was like a Tacoma or something along those lines, going for $70,000. Okay, used Tacoma, $70,000. Couldn't believe it. I almost beeped my pants. That's how bad it was. So cars are up about 29.7% over the past 12 months. So if you're looking for a new vehicle, whether it's used or new, all right, not new. If you're looking for a new to you vehicle, you may want to wait a few months until these prices start to come down a bit. And why are the car prices so high? Well, COVID is one, but also the fact that the silicon plant that produces a lot of these chips in cars nowadays, has not been operational. One of them had a flood. One of them had a fire. Things are just going wrong. So the automobile industry is facing a good headwind. But what's also interesting is that the rental cars are also up. And why is that? Well, if you remember back in the pandemic, what did all of the rental car companies do in order to survive? They started selling off their assets. And what are their assets? You guessed it, rental cars. So that's why that is up. So look, these numbers are not good. Do I think we'll continue to see inflation rise? Probably. Household furnishings and operations rose 1.3%. That's a big gain as well. Airline tickets, 7% for the month, 24% from year to date. Car and truck rentals up 12%. And these numbers, everything is going up in price. You can expect to see everything increase in price. And with the labor shortage and increased wages coming, you're going to see increased prices at all of the stores. And what does that lead to? That leads to inflation. You're going to see basic goods increase in price. As gas increases, diesel increases, the labor shortage or, increase in pay for certain categories of workers, you're going to see those costs increase. And I don't think you're going to see wages increase at every level. You're going to see your baseline workers, your bottom wage earners increase their income, but you're going to see the people above them and those middle managers, they're not going to be getting very large increases. Now, moving on, let's talk about El Salvador really fast. They decided to make Bitcoin a legal currency. This was in a bid to kind of get their currency some value again. They're experiencing inflation as well. But what I found really interesting was they couldn't time it for like a worse time for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down, I think it was 30s. It's down 37% over the last month at the time of writing. That's not good. Now, their president actually, this was a campaign promise, so, good for them. In 90 days, the cryptocurrency can be used as payment for goods or services unless a business doesn't have the facilities to accept it. Facilities, I'm assuming that means a computer, a device that can automatically switch it into whatever their local currency is. Really, that's how a lot of merchants do this. They're not taking Bitcoin and holding on to it. A lot of people, they're accepting Bitcoin, but the credit card processor or the processing system transfers it into US dollar or the whatever currency, local currency there is. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on with this. And lastly, I got to talk about this because I love aviation. Vertical Aerospace, they make this cool electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, which is really sleek looking. It can go about 200 miles an hour. It has a pretty decent range. They're going to be going public via SPAC. It'll be $2.2 billion. And here's what's interesting. Just like United invested in one company, Delta invested in another, American Airlines is betting big on Vertical Aerospace. Now, Vertical Aerospace also has been invested in by Microsoft Venture Fund, 40 North. I mean, they've got some and look at this, Honeywell, Rolls-Royce. Vertical Aerospace is what I would consider a top contender in the eVTOL space. Now, what does this mean for you, the investor? Well, I personally don't invest in SPACs because I don't believe in investing in companies that don't have revenue. So until they start selling things, then I may invest in them. They claim to have pre-orders for 1,000 VTOL aircraft with Avalon, American Airlines, and Virgin Atlantic all with orders. Now, I'm not sure if those are firm orders, but they're valued up to $4 billion. So, I think it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Now, Vertical will be listed on the New York Stock Exchange, EVTL. Take a look at it, and you'll see it trading in the second half of 2021. Remember, guys, I do this for fun. This is something that, honestly, I just really enjoy doing. Sorry about that. And if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you didn't, press the dislike button. It's up to you. Leave a comment. Leave a review. Tell me a question. Say a story you want me to talk about. I'll do it. I promise. All right. Have a good one, guys. Remember, like and subscribe. Remember, money isn't hard. Appreciate you.